This is my 100th video. 100. You know who I am. I'm going to tell you who you are. There are 1,500 unique viewers of this channel, 459 subscribers, over 1,200 hours of watch time, 16,600 views, global outreach, US, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Indonesia, South Africa, Australia, UK, Morocco, Croatia, Sweden, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, to name a few, every continent except for Antarctica. I don't expect to get that one. I wrote a book from a challenge from one of you. Asked me to collect my thoughts in a book, and I did that. I got 13 ratings on that book, all 5 stars. So take a look at that. It's on Amazon. Links below too. I've developed 3 client relationships of lean-driven reliability, clients that I worked with. My top videos: best reliability deployment, number 1. What is the PDF curve? That's number 2. And how do plant managers make decisions? Okay, a little bit behind the scenes of making these videos. It takes me about 90 minutes to make a video, a typical 10-minute one. About 30 minutes to make an outline. I try to make that 1 page. About 20 minutes to set up and to make the video, but just 20 minutes is making the video. And 40 minutes to create the thumbnail, which you look at. You'd be surprised how long that takes. And then to upload that. But uploading takes about 15-20 minutes, but I can do something else while it's uploading. I create the outlines. Typically it's 1 page. Sometimes I use my whiteboard. A lot of good feedback on that. And I only had 1 PowerPoint presentation. And I regret that. My commitment is to not to use PowerPoint. You get enough of that at your job. So that's why I try not to do PowerPoint. All videos are taken at my home, 100% so far. They're done on my front porch, right over there, or on my back porch. I got a nice screened-in porch outside. Done in my office. That's where we're at right now, in my office. Or in my basement. If it's on the whiteboard, it's in my basement. I got a nice full basement. No kids anymore. They're all out of the house, so I got full roam of the house. I started out by making an outline, just printed bullets, and I printed that out and would have that in front of me. I'd look down at it. You'd see me flip through the pages. And probably, 4 or 5 months ago, I stopped and I'm looking at my computer screen right now. So if I'm not making eye contact all the time, it's because I'm looking at my computer screen and save on paper and printer costs there and be a little greener. I use my iPhone and a mini tripod. I can't show you my mini tripod, but that's what I'm using right now. And I got a little remote here that I will stop the video when I'm done. The total investment to make these videos is about $15. I rarely do more than 1 take. This is meant to be conversational. If I stumble over words, that's okay. 2 people talking, right? Sometimes I do some very minor editing and add some text, but not very often. My stories are all real, and I got a lot more of them. My stories are real. Most of the time, I did something wrong 3 or 4 times, once I do it right, I want to make sure that you learn from my lessons. But 33 years of battle scars in leadership positions, I've seen an awful lot. I'm trying to pass that on to the next generation and whoever you are. I can talk much longer, but to respect your time and feedback from my family, try to make these videos as short as possible, Dad. I post all my videos on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. So a lot of you discovered me through LinkedIn, but still most of my subscribers and people watch the videos are YouTubers. My goal was and still is to be conversational. I want to come across as being your social media reliability coach. Most of you I will never talk to live. In a 2-way conversation. But if you want to reach out to me, I respond to every comment. People send me emails. I respond to 100% of those. So don't be afraid to do that and think my time is too precious. It's not. I'd love to help. And I think that comes from being a dad. I've got 4 adult children, and they don't need as much as dad's advice, so man, I'm passing it out here and miss that. That's one piece about my job, my full-time job, that I miss, is the development of people and seeing them rise to higher and higher positions. I've had people get promoted higher than me that I once mentored. So my goal is to give you a challenge that you can execute tomorrow. I'm not just here talking to make you feel good on a Friday or a Saturday. I want something you can do on Monday that makes a difference in your life. I believe that I've stumbled onto a great alternative to the traditional reliability deployment. I truly do. And I think I have been given that gift to pass it on to you. Lean combined with reliability best practices solves the challenge. It solves the challenge of month over month expectations of improvement, and the traditional reliability deployment does not. You can't invest in a change for 2, 3, 4 years, hoping to have a benefit at the end. That's just not the reality in 2020. 80-hour work weeks do not need to be your fate. Getting calls in the middle of the night, calls on weekends, excessive hours, that's a choice now. And challenge me on that if you think I'm wrong. What do I see looking back? What do I see as the biggest challenge in the R&M community and delivering a culture of reliability at your plant? What are the top 3 challenges I see? These are in order, okay? Let's put a lot of time into this. Number 1, you should get this: lack of a go and see culture. This is a cancer in manufacturing plants right now. KPIs and opinion are driving the plant. They're lying to you and hiding huge opportunity that it has very low expenses and costs to improve. Very low. Some things do cost money, but get the free stuff first. A lack of a go and see culture. For example, we have best practices for planning and scheduling, but we do not observe how work is actually executed on the shop floor. So the job of planning and scheduling is to make sure that they have all the pieces and parts and the work instructions to do the job right in the right amount of time, and we never watch it. That's like as a coach, planning for a soccer game and not going to the game and watching the game and seeing how it turns out. That is really crazy, folks. A lack of a go and see culture. It's very frustrating to me once I've discovered that go and see is the secret sauce to driving huge change in a plant and getting everybody aligned, that few people do it. That's just a fact. That's number 1, lack of go and see. Number 2, and this one may sting a little bit for a few of you, but maintenance leadership has an enormous fear of failure. They protect the status quo. Here's an example. Most maintenance managers will not eliminate time-based maintenance tasks after deploying condition monitoring. They won't give up on the past. And if you do give up on the past, you free up enormous hours that can go after the backlog, can go after RCA work, and just do more problem solving, more TPM type work, and that your future will just take off. But you've got to be risky. There's risk in it. And you're going to be wrong a couple times. I can list a whole lot of times I was wrong on this, but if I made 10 changes, I'd be right on 8 or 9 of them. And you got to be willing to accept that one that you're wrong, as long as nobody gets hurt, it's not permanent, and you learn from it. Hey, you're going to make enormous change if you are not afraid to take risks. So that's number 2. Fear of failure. It's a big deal. Look in the mirror on that one, folks. Number 3. Persistent and overwhelming education of top management. Folks, reliability and maintenance people do not like advertising. They do not like selling themselves. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Top managers are making decisions on what programs they want to invest in, what they want to support, and what they want to, cancel. And if out of sight, out of mind, they don't understand what it takes to maintain an asset and improve an asset. And you've just got to advertise. You've got to, advertise your successes, your failures, what you've learned in newsletters and email blasts. You need to have go and see sessions on the floor. Here's what condition monitoring is all about. Here's what it can do for us. We are failing on education. So those are my three. Lack of a go and see culture, maintenance and leadership is paralyzed by fear, and we're doing a poor job at communications. Those are the things. Now, what did I not mention? I did not mention we don't know what to do. We don't have best practices. We don't understand what our best practices are. We don't have the right IR tool. We don't have the right instrumentation. We don't know how to measure vibration. We lack experts on condition monitoring. That's not our problem. That's not the problem. We do not have a tool problem. We have a problem of fear, lack of go and see, and we're not educating our top managers. So, hey, on to more positive things going forward. I'm looking at having guests on the show. I've never had a guest. I've had a couple people turn me down. Recently, I loved viewer challenges and questions. The last two were on that. At this time, I haven't decided not to do a podcast. A couple people requested that, but those are typically 30 minutes long, and I'm trying to respect your time. This is a fast-paced world, and if you can give me 10 minutes, we're at 11 minutes right now, that may be all I can expect. So, hey, next week, here's your challenge. Send me a comment. What is keeping you from creating a reliability culture in your plant? Remember, somebody else is suffering, is struggling with the same challenge. And you get that out, I'll make a video, I'll send you a free book. If you do that, I'll protect your identity. Hey, this is Joe Kuhn of Lean-Driven Reliability, bridging the gap between best practices and and the life you live every day in your plant. Begin your journey. Folks, this is not hard. Learn from me, learn from these videos. If I can help you in any way, drop me an email, drop me a comment. I respond to 100% of those. Joe out, number 100.